Now, I care a lot about protecting the environment and conserving nature. But I also care about corruption. We're always hearing about the evil oil, gas and coal industries using their influence to get their way in Washington.
This Republican Party is an oil, coal-soaked party.
The Republican Party has traveled lock, stock, and barrel into the hands of the Koch brothers and special interests.
I don't think all of the Republican candidates are so ill-informed about climate change that they say they don't know because they're not scientists. They're just doing the bidding of the Koch brothers.
Interesting. But is it only one side that does the bidding of big donors? Let's take a look at the Green Lobby in this week's Swamp Watch. Right, we love that. Every week makes us laugh. In 2013, in an effort to make solar energy more competitive, President Obama's Department of Energy guaranteed $13 billion of your money to various solar energy companies. How do you think they chose who got the cash? Well, take a look at this chart. It plots the amount that a company spent on lobbying against the size of their loan guarantee. Notice anything? The more you spent on lobbying, the more you got from the government. Yes, indeed, those are the rules of the swamp. And they also apply to the Green Lobby's favorite phrase, the science. President Trump's EPA administrator, Scott Pruitt, was slammed last month for replacing half the members of his agency's board of scientific counselors. This is completely part of a multifaceted effort to get science out of the way of a deregulation agenda, said one critic. But it turns out that most of the academics who sit on the EPA's boards aren't the objective scientists we were led to believe. They're yet more citizens of the swamp. 24 of the 26 members of the EPA's Clean Air Advisory Panel received EPA grants totaling around $190 million. And 17 of 20 advisors on the ozone panel got $192 million in grants. Not only did they get paid taxpayer money to lobby for more taxpayer spending, they sit on the government panels that peer review their own research. Bear in mind, this is the same swampy EPA that in 2015 under President Obama violated federal law when it was found to have engaged in, quote, covert propaganda. And it's not just government agencies. Some of our leading politicians have gotten in on this lucrative racket. Senator Angus King, while he was governor of Maine, signed a law that required utilities to generate at least 30% of their energy from renewable sources like wind. Once he left the governorship, King founded a wind energy company that got a $102 million loan guarantee from the Department of Energy. And if that's not enough, he then personally got a $407,000 success fee for himself. Wow. Way to go, Angus King. Remember, this is the same saintly Angus King who was pompously pontificating at the Comey hearings last week. But still, perhaps we can overlook the corrupt subsidies slushing around the green energy industry because, well, it's green and that's good, right? Who can be against modern businesses successfully delivering clean power to consumers? If only. In March 2015, the solar company Going Green was caught targeting senior citizens in Arizona on the Do Not Call list, misrepresenting themselves and making false claims about how much money they'd saved by installing solar panels. They had to repay customers up to $111,000 and pay another $120,000 in fines for their fraudulent business practices. In 2016, Edison filed the biggest bankruptcy in the renewable energy industry after receiving almost $2 million in government subsidies. And wait for this one. A Spanish green energy company, Abengoa, went bankrupt after getting $2.7 billion in federal subsidies that you paid for. So the next time someone tells you that special interests are driving Republican energy policy, remember that when it comes to the environment, the special interests are on both sides of the debate. Next.